Ba, 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 mm. What the fuck? Ba, ba. Hmm. Oh, hell no. Hello, Papa. I dyed my hair and cut it today. Oh, hell yeah. I hope you like. I hope it turned out good. Which color did you dye it? Blue? Oh, hell yeah. I remember. That's the same color I dyed it when I first dyed my hair. I also dyed it blue. Mm. Mm. I really don't have like a really good thumbnail for this. I kind of just screenshotted me just like this and just good enough. At the moment, what I'm trying to figure out is, damn. Sorry if I'm yawning a lot. I just woke up, so I'm still kind of like sleepy-ish. Um, I don't know if more people are gonna show up. Only because like it's higher than the recommended to use. Ah, fuck. I hate that it keeps popping that up. It's like, oh, this is higher than the recommended thing image again. I'm like, I don't give a shit. As long as it makes my stream look a little bit smoother, that's not better. 6 times 6 is 36. I'm so smart. You are very smart, Miles. 6 times 6 is 36. Alright. Today, it is time to teach you the many things that I know. Today, I will be teaching you. What should I teach you, huh? Trying to think of what I could teach you today. What should be today's lesson? Let me change the properties on my things real quick because I think some of my audio things are not working. So give me 1 second. There we go. All right. Let's see. Properties, and then this, and create music. Yes. All right. So, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing good. Today I will be teaching you guys some things that I do know. Either being math-wise or whatever. I'm not exactly sure specifically what I could be teaching you all, but we'll see what we have today. At this moment, I don't know. What do you guys want to learn? I'm down to teach whatever I can. I don't really have any of this planned, I won't lie. I kind of just clicked live and just said, oh, fuck it, see what the fuck the kids are like. So you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just tired. What would you guys like to learn today? Not math. Kayla, but you have to learn math. I mean, I'm pretty good at teaching math. Why are you making it sound like I can't teach math right? what other subject can Sensei do? I don't know. Math. I was only ever a math teacher when I was a teacher, so I can only do math. I don't know. If you guys want to ask any language? I don't think I'm qualified to teach Spanish. I could also, I don't know, teach you guys about random fandoms. I could teach you about that shit. But math is what I'm mainly really good at. Bros in a Cyber Chase episode, exactly. I don't know why Kayla hates math. Math can be really easy, especially because I think I teach her pretty good. I don't know what's this music. The music makes it sound everything's really epic. Hello, Aki. Why don't you guys want to learn math? I feel like if I taught you guys some math, it would be really helpful. At least some easy math. Alright, let me put myself in the corner real quick, and we will teach you guys some math. How much for Red Leader to teach us instead? Alright. Well, this isn't really what I... here we go. There we go. Okay. Boom. I have a pint monster. Alright, so... I am... Ah, fuck. No one saw that. My name... is Mr. Tim Tam. I will introduce myself. My name is hello class. My name is Mr. Tim Tam. I am 24 years old. My favorite color is a blue. Actually, guys, my favorite color is cyan. I am a Capricorn, so let me put that shit here as well. Capricorn. No, I'm a Capricorn. Let me see what else. I am a Gryffindor. I'm not even gonna fucking try it. I'm just like Gryffindor. I'm a Gryffindor, and I'm trying to think about something else you guys want to know about me. I'm a tiny piece of shit. I am only 5'5". You guys probably know me for Red Leader. Let me get this Red Leader. What is... Wait, what? What's 5'5" in centimeters? That's like... That's like 160, 165, somewhere around there? I think it's not gonna be an even number though, but I think it's like 160, 165, I think around there. I think it's gonna be fine 165 though. I'm taller than you, yes. I am a short man. But that doesn't mean you should disrespect me. I am teacher. I'm gonna erase this shit. Alright, there we go. Alright, so math. So Godzilla. Guys, today we're gonna learn about Godzilla. Yeah, there we go. Godzilla is today's subject. This is, if you don't know who Godzilla is, he's a big ass monster. Let me just draw his face real quick. He's like this fucking tall. Like a tail or some shit. Do. Alright, so we can draw like an eye. He's kind of angry looking. He got like fucking teeth. He's got little arms. He's like, you know. He got fat ass feet. And he has dorsal plates too. Fucking, there we go. This is Godzilla. We're gonna be learning about Godzilla today. Pretty interesting facts about Godzilla. Godzilla is one of my favorites monsters ever. He's known as the king of the monsters, and there's a lot of them, and I mean a lot of fucking Godzillas. But Godzilla as a whole tends to represent one thing. Godzilla is a representation of warfare and a representation of what nuclear warfare can cause. He has been known as many different things. He's known sometimes as Gojira, which is the Japanese name of Godzilla. It's a mix of mixing the word whale and gorilla in Japanese. Gojira. That is what Godzilla means in Japan. Oh shit. He's based in Hiroshima, right? Good. So no, he's not based in Hiroshima. He's just usually attacks Japan. He's known as Monster 01, Papa Godzilla, Monster of Justice, God of Destruction, Alpha Predator, Species 1546. Or in like the more recent ones, people start calling, so they call him Titans in the most recent like Godzilla movies, and he's known as Titanus Gojira. He can be very different things. Sometimes he's like just an irradiated like animal that just happened to be born, because what happened is that during the bombings that the Americans used for training, they give me a second. There we go. What the fuck? There's so much shit that I used to have here that's like not allowed to use anymore. What the god damn. Sorry guys, I'm just going through the musics I had. I thought I could use some of these, but for some reason all this music I can't use anymore. Stupid. What happened? Why so all this music now I can't use anymore? We'll see. we? Oh yeah. So Godzilla tends to be a lesson to what world war and what could happen if we let nukes and stuff appear. He's destruction and he's a force of nature. Godzilla is also the known and mainly known as in fandom as the king of the monsters. When he first started, back in the show, I think I remember talking a little bit about this last time, but so there's different eras of Godzilla. There's a Showa era, the Heisei era. There's one movie in the TriStar, Summer Millennium, and Monsterverse, and main specifically Reiwa, the most recent two ones. So in the Showa era, during Showa, if you don't know why it's called that, you probably hear a lot of things called that, and why it's called Shora. It commonly refers to like whenever Emperor Hirohito was in charge, and then I think also Heisei was the same. Yeah, Heisei I think was the same thing. So when Heisei was around, it was when Emperor Akihito was in there. And Heisei means like I think it means something about peace, achieving peace or gaining peace, or something like that. It means something similar to that when it comes to that. Yeah. So in Kamen Rider and in Super Sentai, whenever things are made during that time, that was it was called. There's like Showa era Power Ranger, Showa era Kamen Rider. That's when Emperor Hirohito was in there. I For Millennium, I know that all it is that Millennium is something also done with the Millennium series of the Millennium era. So that was only around from 1999 to 2004, and that only existed because it's like the third generation, and there's not like what was I? There's not there wasn't during an emperor specific ruling. It was just called that because that was just the third installment of it, and that's what they called it. Then of course there's Monsterverse, which is owned, which is one of the more newer ones. If you've seen Monsterverse, at the moment, that is the newest, one of the newest ones you can see. Motherfuckers took their musics off. These bitches. Oh no, Power Rangers has Saban Disney. Oh yeah, Derby has Toku thing on. Yeah, so with Saban Disney era and stuff, that's a bit different. So that's like kind of like theirs. Yeah, for Power Rangers it was whoever owned what, and then for Sentai it was like whenever it was created. Give me a second. My music is my music's being weird again. Okay. Come on, music. Da, 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 da. I'm trying to see what other music I can get for you guys now. Oh yeah, it's a Godzilla Film Fest. Yeah. Some of like the more loved ones actually came from there. I'm so mad. It looks like they took so much music from the fucking thing. I was like, what's the whole point I was able to play music is because of this. And now it's like, nah, fuck you. You can't do that shit. We don't like your kind. Ah. There's like videos I have and jeez, it's just getting striked for things I just like I was cool with, and they're like, nah, I'm not cool with anymore. Oh, shut up. I hate stuff like this, man. I don't want it to ruin our teaching with Timey fucking stream, but goddamn. I just want to play music for you guys in the background. The call is on. Oh, he's playing Peak. You know what? Nah, fuck it. You know, I'm gonna go to my YouTube settings. Fuck it. We're turning this shit off so we can play whatever the fuck we want. Here, give me a second. Monetization, turn off. There we go. Yeah, let's just play whatever the fuck we want, man. Fuck all these fuckers, man. Hello, kid. Hello, little kitty. All right, where was I? Okay, so this is he when he first started in the Showa era, he was only about It was only about 50 meters tall. That's not a fucking M. What the fuck am I drawing? See, this is why I can only teach math. I cannot teach English or writing. He was 50 meters tall when he first started. Then in the Heisei era, he was 100 and I don't know, 120. No, that was 100. He was 122 meters. So he'll grow a lot taller. Times and destroy all like Godzilla versus Godzilla Viki. I think it was like 100 meters in some of them and like 80 meters in another one. But anyways, in the TriStar era, he went back to being 5'5". Hey, like me. Oh my god, this is like fucking horrible. This is what sucks about like trying to type with right with this. You know what? Bitch, you can barely see that. Alright, so and then in one point he was 60. He was 60 meters, and then I think and Millennium. No. He was 55 meters in TriStar, and then in MonsterVerse, I think he started off as like 100 meters. He's like a 100-meter one, and then I think he's grown since then. I think he's gone up to 300 meters now. No, has it? No. I think 119. I don't know actually how tall he is now in the other one. But in one of the Godzillas that I do know, bro was fucking massive. He was like 300 meters or some shit like that, which is like, that was Godzilla Earth. To the end, and the new day. Mecha Godzilla. So Mecha Godzilla. There's a lot of the Mecha Godzillas. There is here. We'll go through all of the Mecha Godzillas.
Imposters, to cyborgs built on actual monster skeletons, to a version that literally became an entire city. Today I'm breaking down every single Mechagodzilla ever created, starting with the one that kicked it all off back in 1974, Showa Mechagodzilla. The original Mechagodzilla wasn't built by humans. It was...
I just realized that is... Okay, I just realized that's an AI. We don't support AI. Hey, I'll show you a little short video just to look at all the Mechagodzillas.
There seems to be a robo-doppelganger for every hero. But just how has Godzilla's mechanized counterpart evolved? Let's find out now. Animated! In its debut, the Showa Mechagodzilla cleverly wears a Godzilla disguise, which it quickly ditches. It has knee pads, a stout-bladed tail, arm insignia, and a neck window, while its head has a pointed antenna, yellow eyes, and red circular receivers. This cosmic monster, created by alien apes, has many...
Oh yeah, for some reason, more than once in the Godzilla universe, it's always alien apes with the fucking Mechagodzilla. I think with one of them it was like cockroaches, and in another one it was like, two of them it was like monkeys. Why? I don't really fucking know. I've tried to make sense of it in the best of my abilities, but even then, I'm just like, why the fuck is it a monkey of all things? Can we do ninjas? Sure, I'll teach you guys about ninjas.
abilities including a rainbow eye beam, chest lightning, a defense barrier, launchable missiles, and flight abilities. It goes after an ancient deity, but gets dismantled. In the sequel, the rebuilt mech is streamlined with longer fingers, prominent shoulder frills, foot spurs, tapered knee pads, updated arm symbols, and is tinted slightly darker. This time, Mecha G befriends a weird dinosaur, but when the cyborg embedded with its control device decommissions herself, Godzilla easily defeats his bionic double. An adventure Godzilla and a cutesy bluish mech with yellow.
Oh yeah, so Godzilla at one point, and they did a lot of things like this back then. They had a lot of the mini kid shows like Godzilla on this with his friends on Godzilla Monster Island and stuff like that, which is pretty much these little motherfuckers that would just appear. I like this version and how this one looks. I kind of based off how they looked in this show when it came to my little chibis that you guys will see later on in my comic.
Accents and crossed eyes appears. Plus, this bot loves asking skill-based questions. Heisei Mecha G has a smooth design with broad legs, prominent pecs, no tail blade, a cat-like face, and is much larger. On top of the similar functions to the previous mech, it has a rainbow mouth beam, electrified arm tethers, a strong diamond coating, and a plasma stomach grenade. It later attaches to the Garuda ship, giving it shoulder-mounted beam cannons. This super mech is piloted by the Japanese Defense Force, but isn't enough to defeat the reheated Godzilla. A cartoony Heisei model makes a Godzilla appearance, as well as a puppeted cameo in Godziban. In the video game Godzilla Generations, a second Heisei model adds Showa-like characteristics, extra arm weaponry, an elongated neck, stumpy tail, and flared legs. Its new capabilities include an added force field, a nuclear plasma cannon, and super speed. Godzilla Island includes a black-plated Showa Mecha Godzilla with white eyes, and another disguised Mecha G briefly appears as well. Godzilla the series revives 1998's Godzilla. He's now purpley with beige dorsal fins, is amazing.
So, Ninja Storm. You know what's really kind of what I'm kind of pissed about? That they never did. So in the original Super Sentai, the Ninja. So the Super Sentai one thing, yeah, no, that's Ninja Steels. Shinkenja, yeah, no, that's the other one. Fuck, what's the Win one called? What's the fuck? Ninja Sentai. Oh, Hurricane-da. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, my child, I failed you. And Hurricane-jer, I always find it kind of funny that so they do a lot of crossovers actually in these, like, right? They do a hella crossovers in this, but they don't do crossovers in fucking They don't do any more crossovers in Super Sentai. I mean, in regular Power Rangers, right? Cause so like the Ninjas had a crossover at one point with Well, by the way, this is my Super Sentai. I say this is my Super Sentai because it's the year I was born. So 2002 Super Sentai was Ninja. I think Turbo was Turbo what was the 2022 Power Rangers. Wild Force was my Power Rangers. Okay, so I guess my 2022 Super Sentai was the Ninja. No, the Hurricane-jers, yeah, okay. Wonder what was my Kamen Rider. Oh shit, Kamen Rider Ryoki. One of the most famous Ryokis, one of the most famous fucking Kamen Riders ever. My Sentai would be Goanger. Oh shit. So I don't know. I don't know if you what would you want me to teach you? I can show you this.
With Power Rangers Wild Force coming to an end, so was supposed to be the legacy of Power Rangers as a whole. However, with some plane tickets to New Zealand, Power Rangers would find a new home. Power Rangers Ninja Storm would be the first series under Disney's new leadership. The look, feel, sound, writing, heck, everything of the Saban seasons would be no more. Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger is the 26th season of Super Sentai, following a group of young ninjas training in a ninja school and becoming heroes along the way. Once again, another solid premise that would work great for Power Rangers. So, that's exactly what we seem to have in store for here. This video is also a special case for me in particular, because this is the first season of Power Rangers I never watched as a kid. I'm going into this never seeing a single episode beforehand, so I'm excited to see a new season of Power Rangers with a completely fresh set of eyes. How will the Disney era of the...
You know what? We should do a reaction video to this. Is what we will do teaching Timey stuff, but looking back on this, here's the thing with Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm is one that I kind of remember, but I actually don't remember most of it. So you know what? We're gonna react to Ninja Storm, mainly because I myself, and I am an avid Power Ranger fan, but after a while, it has been a while since I watched it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna react to the weird world of Power Rangers Ninja Storm. We're gonna record it and make that into a reaction video and see how it goes. Hello, YouTube. I am doing a stream right now, so if you see a little text kind of appear here, it's because of a stream. You could catch my streams whenever I do them. I still haven't really been able to come up with a schedule because my IRL job keeps switching up my schedule. So we'll see. We're gonna be reacting to we're now reacting to the first episode of our sin. I will get sued out of my fucking mind.
With Power Rangers Wild Force coming to an end, so was supposed to be the legacy of Power Rangers as a whole. However, with some plane tickets to New Zealand, Power Rangers would find a new home. Power Rangers Ninja Storm would be the first series under Disney's new leadership. The look, feel, sound, writing, heck, everything of the Saban seasons would be no more. Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger is the 26th season of Super Sentai, following a group of young ninjas training in a ninja school and becoming heroes along the way. Once again, another solid premise that would work great for Power Rangers. So, that's exactly what we seem to have in store for here. This video is also a special case for me in particular, because this is the first season of Power Rangers I never watched as a kid. I'm going into this never seeing a single episode beforehand, so I'm excited to see a new season of Power Rangers with a completely fresh set of eyes. How will the Disney era of the franchise kick off? Well, let's find out. Episode 1, Prelude to a Storm. We get a quick introduction of our characters. There's Tori the surfer, Shane the skateboarder, and Dustin the dirt biker. That's pretty much their personalities so far. Dude bros who love shredding. They all need to leave their activities to make it to class. On the way there, they literally just spell out their characters. And I do mean literally. It's like, Tori, you're the logical one. Dustin, you're the silly one.
Then there's the risk taker. That would of course be me.
Their class is in the middle of the woods for some reason. Just then, though, they get jumped by ninjas.
Before the, I don't know if we'll talk about it in this, but the actor who plays the Red Ranger, R.I.P. to a goat. I do remember really liking him at one point. I really like in the Power Ranger. Yeah, he was, and in my opinion, he's a pretty good leader. But he was a good person. So rest in peace, brother. And thank you for creating one of the most goated Power Ranger shows ever. Or namaste, or something, or whatever.
And, surprise, surprise, the three teens are also ninjas in training. They try to fight off the ninjas all while doing some cool tricks, but inevitably they're completely outclassed. The sensei shows up and is disappointed in them, since they've been training for a year, but haven't fully committed to the ninja lifestyle, wanting to do their extracurricular activities. Also, there's his son, Cameron. The next day, the Rangers are trying to be on time and make it to class. However, they see a broken down car and stop to help. Meanwhile, at the Win Ninja Academy, an evil army invades and attacks everyone. This is Lothor, a lucha wrestler.
His name is Lothor? I always known him as Luthor. Have I been saying the name wrong? I know this motherfucker as Luthor, not Lothor.
I guess, along with his generals, who I can't remember, and the foot soldiers, known as Kelzacs. They completely wipe out the academy, and when the three teens show up, they're clearly too late. They find Cameron under some rubble, and he leads them underground to the academy's secret lair. Cameron reveals that the sensei has been transformed into a CGI guinea pig because his energy collided with Lothor's and, yeah, it turned him into...
Oh my god, I do remember the fucking guinea pig. I remember him as a... It was a really weird premise, I feel. To turn him into a guinea pig. Which, not thinking about it, I guess this would technically be the first animal, like, mentor. Because Kruger, if you guys don't know from the SPD, is technically like an alien basic, you know, an animal base. I guess this guy would be the first one.
Good guinea pig. With the universe now in danger and the Wind Academy ninjas all being injured, it's up to Shane, Tori, and Dustin to protect the universe. To continue the grand lineage of Power Rangers before them, they're given their Wind Morphers and...
Yes, see? I knew it! Power Rangers are real!
Alright, we gotta stop here. This is stupid. Now, I'm willing to bet, initially, Disney wanted to create a new timeline of Power Rangers. That way they wouldn't need to follow any of the past lore. However, come the next season of Dino Thunder, it's pretty clear Ninja Storm takes place within the universe and timeline we all know. And I really wouldn't care that much, but they drive that point home earlier in this episode too. Anyway, with the Rangers now in position...
Oh yeah, I don't get it. Is he angry because this was supposed to be a new one? Because when it comes to the Disney era, I wish I knew more about background stuff. But even like the Saban is like one I know more about. Because like, funny enough, even though I did enjoy these Power Rangers, what the season that got me really into the Power Rangers wasn't any of the Disney era seasons. Even though I did watch them from time to time, I never actually sat down and kind of forced myself to. I just happened to have the CD over and over of a specific episode of this one and a specific episode of the Dino Thunder. But the Power Rangers that got me into Power Rangers even more and actually got me almost committed to buying a whole like costume. Which, by the way, those motherfuckers aren't cheap. The most cheap thing you can buy is like the actual suit itself. The boots are actually pretty good. It's the fucking helmets of the Power Rangers wear. Those are what the fuck is expensive. Oh my god, are they fucking expensive? I wanted to buy it. It was $300 for one. I was like, god damn. Fuck, man. Why $300? But yeah.
Possession of their morphers.
So, what exactly does...
One thing I have never owned though, even though I am, it was Jaden's Summer Samurai, because I wanted to get the Samurai. Oh yeah, I never fucking even said who the fuck I wanted it. It was Power Rangers Samurai that got me into really Power Rangers, even as like an older kid. And one thing I never got though, which I'm really sad about, even to this day, I've never been able to get an actual morpher. That's one of my dreams to buy one day, is to buy a morpher or just get one, because I was like, I would cry probably if I had one.
This thing do?
Where's the switch?
Does it have any games or what?
Oh, good God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the defenders of the galaxy.
So the Rangers track down Lothar and his goons and confront him, where now...
Ninja Storm! What is it again? Ninja Storm Ranger form.
Oh my god, we already did this bit. So Dustin, being the Power Rangers nerd, says Ninja Storm Ranger form and transforms, with Shane and Tori following right behind him. The morphing sequence isn't anything special, just a quick tornado and the suits appearing. However, I gotta say, I love these suits. The bodies are pretty simple. The gray sleeves and legs have a cool mesh pattern not seen before, and I love the swords on their backs. The helmets are really what sell it for me. I don't know, this design just screams Power Rangers. So they use their new abilities to...
Wait, what Pink Ranger? A newer one? I haven't seen her yet. So in this series specifically, there is no Pink Ranger. The main team of this is the Yellow Ranger, the Red Ranger, and the Blue Ranger. For the pink one, there's a pink one in Ninja Steel, and I think there's also a pink one. I think an Alien Ranger, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Wipe out the Kelzacs, including a paraglider and megaphone. They then combine their weapons to create the Storm Striker.
Storm Striker!
Yeah, despite not knowing how to morph 2 minutes ago, they defeat the grunts and their sensei tells them that their work has just begun. And the episode literally ends 2 seconds later. Prelude to a Storm is honestly not my favorite. There's a lot of faffing around and things I personally dislike. I always think that the first morph should be something special, given some grandeur, right? Pulling the Quasar Sabers out of the stone and letting its power take over. Fearlessly revealing your identity and standing in front of the citizens to declare you're here to fight and protect the city. Also, the ending should also have some kind of grandeur. Usually there's a speech to show off how important these powers are and the responsibility you need to take on as a ranger. Here, it was literally just saying, good job, there's more to do, and the episode ends. I'm not going to be too critical right now considering it's only episode 1.
Yeah.
It's also important to note that Disney wanted to try and capture the young teen demographic with Power Rangers, as opposed to the little kid demographic. It's why the characters are more cool and quippy. I'll dive into this more as we get further into the season.
Why the fuck is she show? What is this B-roll of the skateboard? I'm guessing it's because he couldn't use specific B-roll from the show because he was probably getting nuked. But hi, Ladyfingers. I do understand what he means. Is that compared to other first episodes I have seen, this one hits not as hard. And again, I guess at the same time, maybe that's the whole point. In a way, maybe, I don't know, maybe I should look reading too much into it. I've never met the person who made this video, and I'm just kind of saying shit out of my ass. So whatever I say is just like, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it kind of fits because it seems like first of all, there was one guy who knew and two guys who was kind of just there. So maybe this whole, I don't know, it's maybe because it seemed like it was kind of offish, just kind of fits them. Because like you said before, and at least it seems like the sensei wasn't really that happy with them. Because they kept going and doing their own shit. Of course, I just could be reading way too much into it. and copium, So, yeah. Anyways, we're going to continue.
But for now, I'm not a big fan of the, dude, heck yeah, let's shred characters. It's why I can't really analyze the Rangers right now. They're all literally the same. But it is cool to have our first male Yellow Ranger and female Blue Ranger. No, I'm not counting the alien. Rangers. It's also the first season to have 3 main Rangers as opposed to 5. Now, the Ninja Storm theme song can save all of this. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I love the Go Power Rangers Go Ninja Storm part. The rest of the song also has a fun pop punk vibe.
It
there
does.
You go. See, I said something nice. Again, all of these critiques are just based off of one episode, so we should continue before I really judge much further. Oh wait! Power Rangers Hexagon! How could I forget? I'm sorry, bear with me. So, the original pitch for Ninja Storm was made by Amit Bhawmik, the head guy in charge of Forever Red. Apparently, he wanted the plot for Ninja Storm to have Tommy leading some kind of Power Rangers organization named Hexagon that would be in charge of protecting the world. There were supposed to be loads of cameo Rangers being mainstays, taking on the forces of evil of Prince Gasket, Archerina, Scorpina, and Lokar. Yeah, it's a real who cares of villains. Was the Pudgy Pig too busy? The balance of power was supposed to be very much in the Rangers' favor, so much so that these villains were just nothing, a pushover. So where does the interest come from? A big plot of the season would actually be opposing Ranger forces. Yeah, like Marvel Civil War. Rangers who don't want to be under the surveillance and control of a government force, and creating a resistance to fight the Hexagon. And the Wind Rangers would need to figure out which side they'd want to be on. Obviously, this is super fanservice-y and feels like a fanfiction. It probably would have also cost a lot of money since this would all need to be original footage. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's continue on with Ninja Storm.
I do remember hearing Hexagon. I never actually knew that story. Damn, they were gonna do the fuck. They were gonna hit them, because it kind of did that ish in, I think, in the comics, something like that. When Shattered Grid happened, I don't know if you guys ever knew or looked at Shattered Grid, but I remember in Shattered Grid, that's kind of what happens, where like Tommy and stuff has to bring the Rangers from different universes, because someone's fucking up with the with the morphing grid. And I mean, hell, they even kind of talked about alternate universes and stuff in Beast Morphers.
Episode 2, There's No I in Team. We see the Rangers handcuffed together and struggling to fight off the Kelzaks. You see, they're not in sync. Their teamwork is off. It turns out this was all a simulation that they obviously failed. Tori and Dustin want to try again tomorrow, but Shane is against it, saying they need to fix their problems now.
If you think you can do a better job by yourself, then just go for it, man. Maybe I will.
Meanwhile, on Lothor's ship, his nieces, Mara and Capri, are arguing. That was just an excuse to say their name. They're obviously immature and annoying. Think Diva Talks, but 2 of them. They send down a monster to ambush Shane, who stubbornly fights back by himself. This choreography is really good. I'm impressed. He morphs and fights the monster, until realizing he's outskilled and needs his friends. Tori and Dustin show up, and together they all whoop the monster. Lothor makes it grow big, however. Luckily, Cam has a little trick up his sleeve. He summons the lion, hawk, and
Bro, I remember having this toy as a kid. I remember having this, and I remember it was so sad when I lost I think I lost like a bit of pieces from it. But I remember having this toy, and oh my god, how much I fucking loved it. Oh my god, how much I fucking loved this shit.
Dolphin Zords for the Rangers. Together, they form the Storm Megazord and destroy the monster once and for all. Thank you for liking my little hat. I like the Storm Megazord. Simple, but effective. The episode ends with Lothor revealing 2 Power Rangers that will serve him.
Oh, shit. Oh, I remember
Beauty
these guys.
and the Beach. Tori's upset that she gets treated like one of the boys too much, needing to remind Shane and Dustin that she's a woman and has needs. Okay, that sounds worse than it is. Basically, this guy was wanting to hit on Tori, but Shane sent him away because he didn't think much of it. I kinda like that. Usually we get stories of the girl ranger needing to prove she's not just a girly girl, or a tomboy needing to fit in and be more feminine. But here, we get a tomboy who wants to be treated more like a girl. It's interesting. She gets invited to be on a dating show, but it was a trap by Mara and Capri. The monster clones Tori and traps the real one inside an evil camera. Tori then uses her ninja powers to break free, and the 2 Tories get into a fight. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but the Rangers have what's known as civilian powers, where even without their suits, they can still do abilities. I'm willing to let it slide here since it's technically weak-ass ninja abilities like shooting water. They defeat the monster and the day is saved. The episode ending, again, with a threat of 2 new Power Rangers looming over. Looming Thunder. These 2 new dirt bikers show up to town and befriend Dustin. Hunter in the red and Blake in blue. Hunter is rude and brooding, while Blake is there. Later that day, Cam shows off the new tsunami cycles. Yeah, doesn't this look cool? You will buy this. Meanwhile, Dustin's been hanging out.
I did want this at one point. I remember I was so... Okay, so story time. There was a time, by the way, and I loved... Like I said, Power Rangers is one of the biggest things in my life, and also one of the things that inspired me to this day, which I'll talk about maybe at one point. I remember I used to really, really want one of those bikes, and I remember I think I never got it, and I remember we were at Walmart, and because it was a Walmart at the time. No, it was before Toys R Us started to close down. It was at a Toys R Us. They had a section of just Power Rangers, and I just really fucking wanted one. And specifically, I wanted the Yellow Ranger. I didn't want the Red Ranger. I don't remember why, but I think it's because I wanted to I wanted to learn how to ride a bike. That's probably why I liked I liked the Yellow Ranger more. Is it Shane? I think his name's Shane. Or Dusk. I don't know. Fuck. But I remember my parents didn't want to give it to me because they made me choose if I wanted this, because I already had candy and stuff in my hand that I got. I had like snacks and stuff in my hand, because like, they told me, hey, you can have the toy, you can have snacks. And I remember I had like a fucking in my hand. I was like, why? It's like, because you can only buy one thing. And I remember I was so angry that like I think I tried stealing it. From the Toys R Us is the closest. Like, I don't think I'll get in trouble, but I remember I think I tried stealing it one time. Mom beat my ass for trying to steal it. So yeah.
Out with Hunter and Blake a lot lately. He admires their motocross abilities. However, he's been neglecting his ninja training, which Shane takes notice of. And when Hunter and Blake think that they're alone, Shane overhears them trash talking Dustin. He tries to tell him the truth, but Dustin is in denial. The two then try to have Dustin ride dirt bikes again to get better. However, when Ranger duty calls, Dustin shows up. He helps destroy the monster, and the Ninja Rangers are all on good terms again. Now, who could the mysterious Red and Blue Rangers be? Thunder Strangers Part 1. Cam is wanting to add upgrades to the tsunami cycles. However, he left the disc containing all the information with Dustin, who left it in his backpack, but his backpack was stolen. By who? The Evil Rangers, given the name the Thunder Rangers. The Wind Rangers get a call from Cam about a Kelzak presence in the quarry, but when they show up, they're confronted by the Thunder Rangers. All of the Rangers get into a fight, but the Thunder Rangers are clearly too powerful. Also, with the disc Cam lost, Lothor was able to give the Thunder Rangers motorcycles of their own, which they also used to win the fight. The beating is so brutal, and it's still not done. The Thunder Rangers summon their Insect Zords to create the Storm Megazord. And just take one guess what happens next. The Thunder Rangers absolutely thrashed the Wind Rangers, damaging their Megazord heavily and leaving them knocked out and unconscious. It's a pretty brutal sight, honestly. Hunter and Blake then show up and grab a passerby to investigate the wreckage. Thunder Strangers Part 2. Hunter and Blake find Shane, Tori, and Dustin in the wreckage. They come to their aid, all while Blake seems to develop a crush on Tori. Meanwhile, one of Lothor's generals asks to go down and destroy the Rangers while in their weakened state, and Lothor says,
"To defeat the Power Rangers, they must be in their Ranger force."
What? I have never heard that in my entire life. I'm 95% sure you could just take out the human and grab their morpher. Heck, you wouldn't even need to do that. During the fight, the Rangers' morphers were damaged, so they take them to Cam to fix them. I like Cam. He reminds me of Billy and Zeo. While on the beach, there's some more Tori and Blake flirting. However, it gets interrupted by another monster attack. And during the fight, Blake valiantly saves Tori from a blast, being covered in these parasites that are draining his energy. With no idea what to do, she takes Blake back to Ninja Ops for Cam to use technology to save him. Later that day, Hunter thanks Tori for saving Blake, where they promise to make it up to her. That same monster then attacks the quarry. During the fight, however, the Thunder Rangers show up, but in a turn of events, attack the monster and weaken it enough for the Wind Rangers to destroy it. They walk away saying that they're even. And if you didn't pick up on it yet, after the Megazord fight, the Rangers head back to their headquarters, where Hunter and Blake have Cam hostage. Not for long though, as they say they already have what they came for. But what was it they took?
My father.
They took the fucking hamster! Those assholes!
They took my father.
Thunder Strangers Part 3. This episode is great, just an all-out fight. Hunter and Blake are under the belief that Sensei Guinea Pig killed their parents, and they're out for revenge. The Wind Rangers are trying to track down the Thunder Rangers. I also gotta say, I love the scenes without the visors. It's a unique twist on the helmetless Ranger scenes. So the Rangers catch up with the Thunder Rangers, but just then, this haunted forest springs zombies, yes, zombies, onto the two teams, and they gotta fight, making a temporary alliance to fight the zombies. After doing that, they then fight each other. Shane and Dustin fight the Thunder Rangers, while Tori controls the Megazord by herself to fight the Storm Zord.
Who says women can't drive?
Unprompted statement. It really—
Oh shit. Damn, they really said that shit!
really is just a long, epic fight.
Thank you, I like my glasses
too. Down, but not out. They find that inner strength and push through, defeating the Thunder Rangers and getting a hold of their sensei. For 10 seconds, until the Thunder Rangers get a hold of him again. They take him to this magical cave where they plan on destroying him. Before they get the chance, however, the ghosts of Hunter and Blake's adopted parents take form and tells them that it was Lothor who killed them. Lothor then stupidly shows up in the cave and demands they hand over the sensei. Why would they do that? Lothor shoots a blast, and Hunter uses this magic crystal to reflect the beam, and teleports Lothor somewhere else. The episode ends with a bit of mystery. We're not sure if Hunter and Blake are friends with the Wind Rangers. Instead, they walk towards the mountains, unsure of their destinies. It's a great three-parter. I'm surprised it didn't just end with them straight up joining the team. Nowhere to grow. During the late night—
I mean, I do like that, because I do sometimes have gripes with shows where one episode, if these are people you're fighting, by the way, and it seems like they put someone that you care about in danger, that they automatically just join a team and it's cool with it. There are some shows that do that, but then afterwards, in like the next episodes or something like that, there's still like kind of grievances between each other, and they'll like make it up eventually. Which I'm okay with that, because for me that makes sense. But when it's just like that, what just happens one day, like, oh, okay, it's all forgiven. Like, this guy almost threatened to kill your father, and you're okay with that? It's like, I don't know. It could just be me. But I do like that in this one, it looks like this could take them a while to join, which I do like that.
Gate sesh, bro. The Rangers get jumped by the Kelzax and some tree monster. The monster shoots out seeds all around town. The Rangers manage to get a hold of one and take it to Ninja Ops, where Sensei tells the Rangers to take it to an expert. Cam, however, wants to do it. He's tired of helping from the sidelines and wants to actually get his hands dirty. His father tells him no, but Cam sneaks out anyway to speak with the botanist. He says the seeds will grow into a deadly monster if given a certain type of mineral water. So Cam heads to the springs to test it, with Shane sneaking behind on his tail. On his trek there, Cam gets jumped by the Kelzax. However, we see he's well equipped to handle the situation, laying the smackdown on them.
Where did you learn how to fight like that?
Grew up in ninja school. Do the math.
Meanwhile, that plant monster's
I
plan
mean,
starts
yeah.
going into effect. The seeds start sprouting, and the Rangers need to do battle with a giant Venus flytrap monster. Back at Ninja Ops, we get some character development. Sensei tells Cam that the reason he won't allow his son to be a ranger is that he made a promise to Cam's mom before she died, that he would protect their son. Cam, however, says his mom would want him to follow his dreams. Before a resolution is reached, the seeds in Ninja Ops start growing, where Cam learns the plant's weakness and tells Shane to destroy the heart. And with that, the Rangers destroy the monster and save the day. The episode ends with Sensei allowing Cam to be more involved in ranger duty. Snip it good. The Megazords were weakened after the battle with the Thunder Rangers, so Tori gets sent on a mission to retrieve the Turtle Mace Power Sphere. Meanwhile, a monster is attacking Earth, and Dustin and Shane gotta defend it until Tori returns. That's about it, honestly. It's a very simple but entertaining episode. Fights here, fights there, fights everywhere. Lothor's stupid nieces eventually get a hold of the Turtle Sphere, but give it back to Tori when Tori trades them some cool clothes. Lothor is actually the stupidest villain ever.
Wait, give me a second. I'm about to cut that out. Sorry, my mama called. That also means I won't be able to stream actually for much longer, so I don't know if we'll be able to finish it. Hopefully we can finish this.
Where are the Thunder Rangers when you need them? Return of Thunder Part 1. While Hunter and Blake are out soul-searching, they get approached by Chubo, a comic relief general. He says he's defected sides and wants to help the Thunder Rangers destroy Lothor. They agree, and he gets them aboard the ship. And it, of course, turns out to be a trap. Where Chubo, the comic relief villain, comes up with the grand scheme to brainwash Hunter and Blake to fight the Rangers. Before, they were just doing it on their own free will under the guise of a lie. The brainwashing is successful, and once again, the Thunder Rangers and Wind Rangers do battle. During the Megazord fight, Chubo shoots a beam at both team of Rangers and teleports them far away. Part 1 ends with Shane waking up on a deserted island, screaming for help. Return of Thunder Part 2. Shane regroups with Tori and Dustin, and they try to figure out where they are. Before they have a second to breathe, though, Hunter and Blake show up. Where, you guessed it, more fighting. I'm just realizing it's not too often we get a human versus human fight in Power Rangers. This is really good. Blake eventually starts to regain his memory when Tori starts talking, and breaks free from the spell because of his true love for her. However, Hunter gets hit again with the brainwash spell.
So this is one of the episodes that I had, on a CD. I remember it was this episode. Because I remember they goes to the island, this guy gets brainwashed, and he turns like all green and nasty looking or some shit. I forget why that steam specifically fucks him up, but maybe he'll say it.
But this time is commanded to attack Blake. Luckily, the Wind Rangers come to his aid and run away to safety. One half of the Thunder Rangers saved, one half to go.
Yeah, he gets like that weird shit. But I think it's because for some reason the steam makes him evil or whatever the fuck. But I forget why that steam specifically is making him evil.
Return of Thunder Part 3. We learn a bit about Blake and Hunter's past. They grew up studying under the Thunder Ninja Academy, being top of their class, which makes sense as to why there's another set of Red and Blue Rangers running around. A monster shows up, and we get to see what the Wind and Thunder Rangers morphs look like together. Hunter shows up, but through the power of friendship and beatings, he regains his memory. Together, the Rangers destroy the monster and head back home. Back at Ninja Ops, Hunter and Blake are given an invitation to join the Wind Rangers, but they're not sure if that's what they want to do anymore. Why? You joined Lothor on your own free will because you thought he knew who killed your parents. Now, you know who actually killed your parents, and you're not considering working together with the Rangers? Return of Thunder Part 4. Chubo's
Damn, I didn't know this shit extended for that long.
Been exiled from Lothor's ship. Now, with nothing to
Timey, I have a question. Yeah, sure. What's your question?
lose, he promises to destroy the Rangers. There's really not much to talk about in this episode. It's just a lot of fighting, but really good fight scenes that ends with the Thunder Rangers eventually agreeing to join the Wind Rangers. Cam even discovering that the two Rangers can combine not only their weapons, but their Megazords. The episode of course ends with a happy ending. The two teams coming together and finally having 5 Rangers as the team. I really like how Ninja Storm handled the Thunder Rangers. They weren't inherently evil from the get-go. They truly believed they were fighting the good fight. They then disappeared for a few episodes and came back for another multi-parter until finally joining the team. They're complicated. They've only ever had each other. Hence why in the first multi-parter, they were mean to Dustin. Not because they were evil, they're just kinda social outcasts like that. They're given some real edge. Also, Blake's romance with Tori is pretty cute. How will all the Rangers get along though? Let's find out.
It's okay.
Boxing Bopperoo. We see there's a bit of a friendly rivalry between Shane and Hunter, both vying to be Red Ranger leader. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. It goes a little beyond friendly though, if I'm being honest. During a sparring session, they get a little too into it and actually hurt each other. They're both so petty and wanting to be the best Red Ranger. Their egos are getting in the way. So much so that Shane takes up motocross to one-up Hunter, and Hunter takes up skateboarding to do the same. The moral of the episode being that the two Rangers need to learn that no one is truly the leader of the Power Rangers. Everyone has their strengths, and that working together is the only way to achieve victory. Needing to put their egos aside. A really good follow-up episode that shows that these teenagers with attitude definitely have the attitude. Pork chopped. Tori
that probably would be a really fun. Sunday's just not giving a damn, huh? What do you mean?
Promises to go to Shane's skate demo, but Blake asks her to a movie that day, which she agrees to, but totally forgot about Shane's demo. The whole episode has her bit-bopping around, showing up to each event and quickly finding excuses to leave. That's pretty much it, honestly. It's fun and silly. Literally, Hunter and Blake's side story has them being shrunk down and stuck in their popcorn. I love this. The Rangers
What the fuck?
are fighting for their lives, and these two are playing in a popcorn playground. The episode ends with some cute Blake and Tori moments.
I should have told you guys I already had plans.
I mean, I'm not so good with dates myself.
What do you call this, Blory?
Honestly though, that is cute as shit.
Take? I don't know. The Samurai's Journey Part 1. The Rangers are trying to convince the sensei to let Cam join the team. Cam's feeling a bit disrespected and overlooked as a teammate and wants to prove himself. Once again showing off some cool martial arts abilities. Lothor summons a powerful alien named Mad Tropolis. The Rangers try to fight it, but he's too strong, using a device that manages to steal their Ranger energy. Cam manages to zap a little extra from the morphing grid, I guess, and gives the Rangers a small jolt of power. However, it's only temporary and they need a more permanent fix. Sensei believes the only power strong enough to restore the Rangers' powers lies in the past. So Cam offers to use an artifact known as the Scroll of Time to go back in time and retrieve that ancient power. He's of course on a time limit and needs to do it as quickly as possible. Part 1 ends with Cam successfully traveling back in time and being confronted by a mysterious ninja. The Samurai's Journey Part 2. Cam and the
it's this episode.
ninja, of course, get into a fight, with the ninja being surprised at Cam's ability.
Know what happens
Cam
in the end,
feels
but
a
I
certain
forget what
familiarity
happens.
with the ninja himself. Their sensei breaks this up and they bring Cam to the Wind Ninja Academy as a recruit, where Cam then comes to the realization of who he's just encountered.
I'm coming, Father.
Yeah, we also finally learn his name, Kanoi, where we also learn he has a twin brother named Kia, who's a bit of an arrogant dickhead. We see one of the Academy's top students, a girl named Miko who can whoop some serious butt, and Cam immediately recognizes who she is.
Mom?
Man, Cam is having one heck of a day. Miko has an ancient amulet that supposedly holds a great power, and presumably is the source that Cam needs. However, Kia is trying to take it from her. Cam comes to the rescue and spends a lot of time talking with his mother. It's very sweet. Later that day though, it seems that Cam sneaks into Miko's room and steals the amulet. He gets put on trial, but denies he was the one who did it. Before the Academy cast their judgment onto Cam, Kanoi has caught the actual thief, who of course ends up being Kia. Kia decides to not hold back anymore, using his dark ninja powers for evil and setting a barrier around him and Cam, saying he wants to make an example out of the newbie. They have an impressive fight that ends with Cam victorious. Their sensei then casts his punishment onto Kia, saying he will be banished into space, so his dark arts can do no harm. Kia then rejects the academy and even his own name.
From now on, I will take the name of the ancient warrior of evil. I will be known as Lothar. No!
Whoa, okay. I definitely did not see that coming. Cam even tells the sensei to just kill Lothar instead. However, he pulls some BS about believing in people changing. Good intentions, but no. This is like strangling baby Thanos. Maybe you should have just done that. Also, that's an insane plot twist. Lothar is not only the brother of the sensei, but uncle to Cam. Miko then hands Cam the ancient amulet, saying it's chosen him. And when he returns to the present, a new mysterious Green Ranger appears. Equipped with his new helicopter Zord, he single-handedly destroys
Yes, I remember
Metropolis.
this.
But uh-oh, who could this new mysterious Green Ranger be?
No shit.
The Samurai's Journey Part 3. That's right, Cam is the new Green Samurai Ranger. He's excited to be a real Power Ranger and officially be on the team. He's wanted this his entire life. Now, with the powers at his disposal and full support from his father, it's time.
Samurai Storm, Ranger form. Ha!
God, this samurai, the Green Samurai's transformation, one of the most badass ones in my opinion, by the way.
Samurai power!
It's a good follow-up episode. Instead of Cam just dominating the villain like is usually done in Six Ranger tradition, Cam's overzealousness gets the better of him. He gets bit by a bug monster that slowly transforms him into an insect. Cam feels like it's his fault for being too excited, but his father tells him it could have happened to anyone. And what matters most about being a Power Ranger is pushing through adversity. So Cam does just that, and destroys the bug monster and reverses the effect. The episode ending with the Rangers giving Cam his own ninja outfit to match with theirs. And his father, despite not wanting Cam to get initially involved, ends with some nice words.
It takes a powerful man to choose his own destiny. No father could be prouder of his son.
The Samurai's Journey 3-parter was fantastic. Probably the best 6th Ranger story. From the beginning, Cam was involved both technologically and as a sidekick.
Yeah.
But was totally competent in handling the dirty work if need be. There's always that fear that a character ends up getting snuffed, like Billy did in Zeo. So seeing Cam actively never give up on wanting to be a Ranger, despite what his father said, and it paying off, was nice. Also, building the lore of Cam's parents and Lothar was incredible. Like, if all of this information was just told via backstory, it would feel a bit out of place and probably boring, but mixing it in with Cam's adventure was so brilliant. I'll be honest, I genuinely thought I wouldn't like Ninja Storm storytelling because of the characters, but the Disney era really does feel a bit more mature compared to the previous one. Scent of a Ranger. We see
So
that
it looks like they haven't mentioned it, but one of my favorite things of the Green Samurai Ranger is he has a specific form known as Super Samurai mode, and like I don't know if you realize, so his helmet has 2 faces normally. So when he spins the helmet, he becomes a Super Samurai. But it's cool because like, so the green vest the golden vest he has is almost like weighted, because when he takes that shit off and that shit like hits the ground and it's heavy as shit, and then he turns his mask like Super Samurai mode, fucking his ass. And I thought that was badass as shit when I was young, because I was like, bro, I want that shit like now. You know how badass it'd be if you could transform and take that shit off? You're like, yeah, now I'm fucking stronger, bitch.
Cam is being a bit overworked, both needing to be a ranger on the battlefield, as well as behind the scenes working all the technology. Later that day, we see that Cam has adopted a new personality. He's super cool and radical, bro. What's the meaning of this new personality change? Well, we immediately see the real Cam tied up, so that kills that. The new Cam just wants to skate and have fun and party, which confuses the Rangers when duty calls. This would be more engaging if they didn't show Cam tied up immediately after showing us this new version of him. It turns out this is actually a robot version of Cam he built himself to help out around ninja ops. But he had a silly little malfunction and tied up Cam, and ignored ninja ops. Yeah, you gotta destroy him and try again. He doesn't, however, and RoboCam just apologizes, and all is forgiven, I guess. I love Lothar. So Lothar wants people to love him. Jesus Christ, even Rita wasn't this late.
The 2 shows that I like, the Armor Lighthouse 6, are mainly taken only has maybe like 2 reviews. That's a bit weird.
Same with her plans. At least Rita's plans kind of involved world domination and destruction. So Mara and Capri go out to test this love potion on the Rangers, making Cam and Blake fall in love with Tori, where a chunk of the episode has Cam and Blake literally fighting for her affection. This is amazing. I love how it's a fight to the death that'll determine their love. Meanwhile, Lothor uses that love ability to make a TV channel for himself where everyone who watches it will fall in love with Lothor, and the Rangers gotta shut it down.
We have to shut down that broadcast.
Roy, get another shrimp on the babby. So while the
I didn't know he was
Rangers are fighting the Kelzax and the monster, Blake and Cam have upped the ante and literally morph just to continue the fight. The Rangers eventually break the signal and therefore the spell. They destroy the monster, Cam and Blake make up, all while we see that Blory is still in effect.
I hope I never fall in love again.
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, at least not while under a spell.
Goodwill Hunter. Hunter has volunteered for the Big Brother program to try and act as a father figure for kids who don't have one, since him and Blake know all too well how hard it is growing up without parents. Alright, well that's instantly depressing. The kid he was assigned to recently lost his father, but is a tough nut to crack, not wanting to spend time with Hunter and having a fake surrogate father. The kid, for some reason, also has Lothor's controller that is able to summon monsters and make them grow. How did he get this? This is like a random kid getting a hold of Lord Zed's staff. When the Kelzax come to attack the kid, Hunter shows up and shows off some cool martial arts, which impresses him. Slowly, they grow a bond and learn to trust each other. The Rangers destroy the monster and the day is saved. The episode ending with a nice talk between Hunter and the kid. The kid says he misses his dad, and if that pain ever goes away.
No, but it will get easier. I know I can't replace your dad, but if you ever feel bummed out about things and just want to talk, I'm there.
All about Beevil. This random stranger notices Dustin's bike could use some upgrades and says he'll take it to the shop to work on it. Where Dustin immediately trusts this random stranger, which everyone gives him guff about, saying he's too trustworthy in people. Meanwhile, Lothor gets sick of Mara's incompetence and kicks her off the ship entirely. She runs into Dustin in her civilian form and pleads for his help. Dustin, much like myself, is a total sucker for a girl who does the puppy dog eyes and cries. He sees that she's in distress and can actually relate to her, saying he feels like his team views him as a bit of an airhead too. So Dustin promises to help Mara. Her initial plan is to become a ranger, and we get this really...
Oh yeah, I fucking remember that. So okay, so yeah, I remember they had the fucking pink suit of her.
Cool image of Mara as the Pink Ranger. I love that. The real plan, though, has her giving Dustin a device that when supercharged can destroy Beevil, who's Capri's new partner. Dustin runs this by his team, but they're all incredibly skeptical, literally mentioning how Chubo had the same sob story for the Thunder Rangers and how they stupidly fell for it. Dustin, however, puts his faith in people. He's someone who's too trusting for his own good. The Rangers see his conviction and go with the plan. The next day, Beevil and the Kelzax attack the city. The Rangers show up and fight, and when Mara sees Dustin with the device, she turns on him, showing that this was all a ruse, which genuinely breaks Dustin's heart.
Hey, it's not my fault he's dumber than me.
Dustin quickly goes from sad to angry that someone he thought was his friend ended up betraying him. He morphs and starts cleaning house, whooping everyone in sight and destroying Beevil single-handedly. When Mara heads back to the ship, she's praised for her brilliant betrayal, but we see that she's actually showing a bit of regret for breaking Dustin's trust. The moral of the episode seemingly being that you shouldn't blindly trust people, but the episode ends with that mechanic Dustin trusted at the beginning actually returning with his new bike upgrades. And Dustin simply saying,
See, sometimes you just gotta trust people.
Which, hey, I personally relate to. Just like Dustin, I want to see the best in people. Living your life thinking that everyone's out to get you is so exhausting and will constantly give you anxiety. You never know who you're gonna run into, what kind of person a stranger will end up being. But people like Dustin are the strongest kind of people. Despite getting a knife metaphorically thrown into his heart, he doesn't want to change who he is. He just wants to see the good in people. And look at Mara. Even though she betrayed Dustin, an evil being like her was still able to see the good nature that Dustin possessed, and it made her genuinely feel bad. Maybe she will actually turn good, seeing how Dustin treats her compared to Lothor. Who knows? I certainly don't. It's my first time watching this. But damn, what an amazing random episode. Sensei switcheroo.
That was kind of
Hunter,
sad.
Blake, and Cam are all bonding over their daddy issues. Cam especially starting to feel the effect of his father not having a human form. He tries to use some technology to reverse the spell, but ends up putting his father's conscience in Shane's body, and Shane's in the guinea pig. There's pretty much the entire episode. The sensei's voice and mannerisms coming out of the Rangers' bodies. Low-key though, this may be best for the team honestly. A ninja master's brain in the body of a young athletic hero. However, they of course don't stick with that and return everyone back to normal. Tongue-in-cheek. Dustin stops some criminals from robbing the shop he works at. His boss sees the Yellow Ranger and takes it to the news, where the Yellow Ranger has now become a bit of a celebrity, which is weird because it's not like the Power Rangers are Spider-Man. They are actively out and about stopping the bad guys in broad daylight. Meanwhile, on Lothor's ship, Mara and Capri are going through some mail.
And this one's from Triforia. I love that planet. All the guys are like 3 times as cute. Alright, first of all, yes, very cute reference. But secondly, the implication of Triforia implies the existence of Trey in the universe, which also implies the existence of the Gold Ranger, which implies the existence of Jason, which implies the existence of the OG Mighty Morphin team, and every team of Power Rangers to exist in the previous lore. So yeah, episode 1, saying the Power Rangers don't exist, is still stupid. Anyway, the rest of the episode is weird. The implication is that Dustin starts to getting a big head from all the fame, but he's really not. For example, Shane is trying to land a trick in front of these magazine people and wants them to see it. So when the Kelzacks attack, Dustin sneaks off on his own to take care of it. However, it eventually attracts the attention of everyone at the park, where Shane then scolds Dustin for not calling him to help. And the episode paints Dustin for being in the wrong here, which he's totally not. But of course he ends up getting a bit of a big head and yada yada. Him and Shane eventually make up and save the day. Oh yeah, Hunter and Blake are also looking for their long-lost grandmother, and they get big bad wolfed. Brothers in Arms. This socially awkward scientist named Perry offers his services to enhance Hunter's dirt bike. His awkwardness though makes him come off a bit sketchy. Come to find out, he's apparently got some Wolfman thing going on, where Perry is half human and half monster, without knowing it. He kidnaps Hunter and fuses his Ranger energy to his dirt bike. Hunter eventually breaks free and realizes his motorcycle can now transform into a motorcycle/glider. Sure.
Okay,
they destroy Motodrone and find Perry in the remains, severing his ties to his monster.
I won't lie, I don't remember this episode.
Half forever. Shane's Karma, Part 1. Shane's been having these dreams of when he was a kid. He saved this ball of light from the forest, but immediately got hunted down by a dark energy ball. It's also Tori's birthday, woohoo! To celebrate, the Rangers all go out to the beach and party. However, Shane has a gut feeling he needs to go to the woods and see what his dreams are saying. Shane goes to the forest but gets confronted by a bounty hunter named Vexicus. He's about to attack Shane, but he gets saved by a mysterious woman. We'll learn that her name is Skyla. It turns out she's an alien that Vexicus is hunting down, where Shane promises to protect her and get her back home. 'Cause he likes her. Meanwhile, Lothor is wanting to hunt down Vexicus since they apparently have a rivalry. He attacks the town and the Rangers need to do battle. They try to contact Shane, but due to technical interference with Vexicus, they can't reach him. Shane and Skyla are getting close really fast. However, Vexicus shows up and grabs Skyla, taking her back to his ship. Shane's Karma Part 2. Shane catches up to Vexicus and gives him a nice kick, valiantly fighting him one-on-one. However, Shane is overpowered. Skyla then says that she knows that Shane's a Power Ranger and he should just morph already. They fight and Vexicus retreats. Skyla is feeling weak, not being long for this world much longer. However, it's here where we learn why she was even on Earth and why she's being hunted. She possesses a great power that she wishes to bestow onto Shane. Why? Because she was the ball of light he rescued when he was a child. She says it's her destiny to pass away and leave her powers behind with someone worthy. So she does just that, leaving Shane not only a bit heartbroken, but with new power. When Vexicus returns, he wants that power, but Shane obviously refuses, activating his Battleizer armor, yeah!
Oh, that's how he gets it.
And finally, we get a Battleizer that doesn't look stupid with its roller blades and grabby hook arms. Just straight golden armor that enhances the look of the suit and the strength of the Ranger. He's also able to wear his motorcycle like as a jetpack thing. Alright, that's a bit silly, but still pretty cool.
He destroys Vexicus, and Tori's birthday gets a happy ending after all. Good stuff. I like how Shane's karma initially implies something's going to be bad. It's not too often we see karma associated with good deeds. Shimazu Returns Part 1. The Rangers all want to take part in this America's Got Talent knockoff. Everyone except Cam, who actually wants to do some ranger work. Sensei tells him to go to the museum and retrieve a box. It contains an ancient power that will help the Rangers in a desperate situation. While at the museum, he gets ambushed by Mara and Capri, which I'm just realizing her name is actually pronounced Capri. My bad. During the fight, they awaken the ancient warrior named Shimazu, who's incredibly powerful. Luckily, Cam is able to get away with the box. Shimazu teams up with Lothor, and he attacks Earth with 3 of his powerful generals, known as Wolf Blades. The rest of the episode is a really good fight sequence between the Rangers and the evil forces. Which, hey, you won't see me complaining. Shimazu Returns Part 2. After defeating the Wolf Blades, they grow giants, and when the Rangers summon the Megazords, they're not strong enough to destroy the Wolf Blades. So, the Rangers retreat. Lothor also summoning the monsters back to his ship. So, what do the Rangers do in a desperate situation like this? Go back to practicing their stupid talents for the stupid TV show. What? Cam is the only one hard at work, cause he's the GOAT. He opens up the box and sees it contains the ability to boost the Rangers' powers. However, Cam needs their morphers to properly upgrade it. What's cool though is apparently they can still use the Zords unmorphed, which they need to do. It's a cool sight. Cam eventually unlocks the secret powers, which turns out to be an electric guitar, which Cam is able to shred on and summon a new Megazord, the Mammoth Zord. Yeah, so it's kind of like a play on the Dragon Dagger, but
I won't lie, I don't remember that. Who the fuck is... I don't remember them having a Mammoth Sword.
Instead of a flute, it's an electric guitar. Now, they actually set this up in Part 1. The talent show seems like a pointless side plot, but Cam actually mentioned he has a secret talent he doesn't want to share with anyone, which of course turns out being that he could play the guitar. So him shredding on his new Green Ranger guitar, it makes perfect sense. With the new Zords, they destroy the Wolf Blades. The episode ends with the talent show. Okay. The Wild Wipeout. Tori overhears some guys being sexist to her, so to shove it in their face, she rides an intense wave. However, it's too intense and she bails. When she comes out though, she realizes that she's in a weird alternate dimension. One where the Kelzacs and Lothor's forces are the good guys just living life, and the Power Rangers are all evil jerks who want to cause mayhem and destruction. It's a really fun episode, honestly. Seeing Dustin as the evil mastermind of the Rangers just makes sense. They're such jerks, they literally fight Tori 5-on-1. It's insane. She goes to the mayor for help, who turns out to be Lothor. He says he's afraid of the Power Rangers and doesn't want any trouble, but after Tori says the citizens rely on him, he ponders. Tori finds the Rangers being bad again and confronts them. She tries to morph, but it doesn't work in this dimension. But it doesn't matter, because Tori, being such a badass, fights the Rangers 5-on-1, all while unmorphed. I think I'm in love with Tori.
God damn.
She eventually gets saved, though, by Lothor's forces. Literally, all of the generals join him and fight the Rangers. This is so fun, rooting for Lothor to beat up these obnoxious teenagers, which they're ultimately victorious in doing. Mara and Capri then tell Tori to just go back the way she came if she wants to go home. Which I guess she took as ride another dangerous wave until you crash. Which she does, and it works. Returning.
Cuando ves por el Juanchito, ¿has visto que aquí en la tienda de aquí venden gases?
¿Cómo que gases?
Gas de los que tenemos, gas, propano. Yo lo he comprado aquí.
¿Como gas para qué?
El gas, propano, para hacer carne asada.
Oh, sí.
Te llevas un tanque y me compras uno, pero te vas antes de tiempo.
Oh, ok.
¿Cuánto valdrá tú?
No sé. Ahorita valen como 35 o algo.
her back home. Again, a fantastic episode. I always love these what-if scenarios. But now, we've reached a beloved Power Rangers tradition. The episodes that people often will say is the best of the season. It's time to access our wild sides once again and check out the crossover episode. A Wild Storm Part 1.
I don't think this ever happened. I think he's making it up. This
never happened. There is no crossover episode. I'm sorry for lying. You see, the reason Power Rangers even existed at this time was because Disney saw how cheap it would be to film in New Zealand as opposed to LA. So Power Rangers, already being a budget show in the Saban era, is now somehow even being cheaper than that is insane. So obviously flying out all the past actors and filming all this new original footage was probably out of Disney's budget, which was probably $20. It's not like the Disney nowadays where they're just throwing money at literally anything. So yeah, no crossover episode. Here's the best I could do for you.
Blazing Line!
Noble Tiger!
Iron Bison! Certain Shark!
Soaring Eagle!
Howling Wolf! Power Rangers! Wild Boys! Power Air!
Water!
Power of Earth! Crimson Thunder!
Navy Thunder!
Samurai Power!
Double-edged Blake. Blake's been acting sneaky, not wanting to hang out and going off on his own. Naturally, Tori gets a little worried about this, especially since she caught Blake being dropped off by a woman. Ooh, someone's jealous. So the next day, Tori tails Blake to see what he's up to. She finds him in the forest fighting a ninja, where she jumps in to aid him. It turns out though, this was all a misunderstanding. The ninja is a woman named Leanne, a former graduate of the Thunder Ninja Academy, who's helping Blake master his Thunderstaff skills. That's pretty much everything. They destroy the monster with Blake's new Skittles, and the episode ends with Blake thanking Tori for being worried about him, and says he finds her jealousy cute. Eye of the Storm. Shane's big brother is coming to town, which puts Shane under a bit of stress. His brother is a corporate bigwig who looks down on skating. He tells Shane that while he loves him, his whole family is worried that he spends all day just skateboarding instead of, I don't know, working in an office. During an attack, Shane morphs, but right in front of his brother. His brother's pretty stoked and impressed that Shane's a Power Ranger, but this just causes more insecurities with Shane. This is the first time his brother has really shown that he's been proud, and Shane's worried that it's only because he has all these cool powers. It's a good episode. Lothor's monster is able to put its victims in a dream state where they're confronted with their greatest fears. And when Shane gets put in a trance, his fear is of course not living up to his family's expectations. However, he breaks free from it when he says he's happy and proud of who he is. Where of course the Rangers then destroy the monster. The episode ends with Shane's brother saying he's always been proud of Shane, just worried is all. It's what families tend to do. General Deception Part 1. Lothor's generals all start getting antsy, vying for who should be in control. Zurgane is the one who takes default leadership. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Zurgane. I have literally never mentioned him up until this point because he has not done anything of note. And mind you, he's been here since day one. So yeah, Zurgane gathers the generals under his control to work together and ambush the Rangers. However, Vexicus, yeah, the bounty hunter from earlier, is also there and not happy about it, planning on betraying Zurgane. The Rangers all go on a camping trip, which is the perfect time for the generals to strike, where the rest of the episode is once again another long and good fight sequence. Everyone's here. Good stuff. General Deception Part 2. This entire episode is just fighting. Seriously, no real dialogue or plot furthering. I love it. Zurgane has a Megazord of his own and it does battle with the Rangers. However, of course, the Power Rangers are too strong and they destroy it. Zurgane vows revenge, but Vexicus shows up and slashes at Zurgane over and over again until he's destroyed. A gem of a day. Cam's been tracking down some radiation and it leads him to Hunter. Hunter though saying it's probably Zurgane's sword that he found. However, Vexicus continually attacks Hunter specifically.
Thunderstorm, ready for!
It turns out it's because Hunter is still in possession of the Gem of Souls. Yeah, remember earlier in the season when Hunter and Blake used these rocks to talk to their ghost parents? Apparently, Hunter kept a piece of the gem this whole time to try and speak with his parents. He gets chewed out for some reason, I don't know why. More importantly though, seeing the power struggle with Lothor's generals, the Rangers feel like it's time to go on the offensive. All of the Wind and Thunder ninja students are being held prisoner on Lothor's ship, so Cam decides to use the helicopter Zord to go into space and board Lothor's ship to free them. They'll need all the forces they can get to fight Lothor's army. When aboard the ship, Cam gets discovered by his uncle. The two get into a fight, but Cam is clearly overpowered, forcing him to retreat and abandon their plan. At least, for now. Vexicus is also planning on destroying Lothor to be the leader himself, even destroying Motodrone with one strike when he proves to be a problem. The episode ends with Vexicus threatening Mara and Capri to work under him. Down and dirty. So it turns out Shimazu also wants to take over the ship and be leader, but Mara and Capri then freeze Shimazu and tell him to work for them. Because, get this, Mara and Capri were just acting dumb this whole time. Yes, they're apparently actual, real evil geniuses who were just playing the roles of ditzy dumb nieces, so they could enact their grand plan to overthrow Lothor and become rulers. Which, hey, sounds kinda dumb, but I guess it makes sense as to why they were always sabotaging Lothor's plans and being useless. So, Mara and Capri also have a Megazord and do battle with the Rangers, where the Rangers eventually destroy the sister Zords, and when Shimazu scolds the two... Jesus, yeah, they blow his ass up! The episode ends with Vexicus now teaming up with Mara and Capri. And, with all of that, brings us to the two-part finale of Ninja Storm. Storm Before the Calm, Part 1. The Rangers are all excited that they get to compete in the action games. Yeah, it's a big day for everyone. But of course, it doesn't go as planned. The Kelzaks attack the event, where it's just Hunter and Cam to fight back. During this fight though, 3 random teenagers hop in the fight and join in. They're literally just echo fighters of Shane, Tori, and Dustin. After the fight, Cam and Hunter scold them for their recklessness. Cam's amulet then starts to freeze. It turns out it's reacting to evil. Lothor's grand plan is coming to fruition, to open up the abyss of evil onto Earth and have the souls wreak havoc on the planet. To distract the Rangers, Lothor sends down Vexicus in his giant form, and while they do battle with the Megazords, Lothor goes to ninja ops. He shoots a blast at the sensei and gets into a fight with Cam. He bravely fights back, but is no match for Lothor while unmorphed. He's going to hold Cam prisoner on his ship while also stealing his amulet. But before Lothor leaves, he destroys ninja ops. Meanwhile, the Rangers defeat Vexicus. However, he takes the Thunder Ranger Zords down with him. Part 1 comes to an end with the Rangers returning to their destroyed base, and Cam tied up on Lothor's ship. Storm Before the Calm, Part 2. It's revealed that Sensei has returned back to his normal human form, since it was Lothor's blast that turned him into a guinea pig in the first place. The Rangers have their backs up against the wall, and with the world in danger, they hop into action. Hunter and Blake will go up to Lothor's ship to save Cam and rescue the captured ninjas, while the Wind Rangers will stay on Earth and defend it. Perfect timing too, since Lothor is piloting his own Megazord that the Rangers need to fight. Before he does that though, he imprisons Mara and Capri, since he now knows that they're truly evil and will possibly betray him. Hunter and Blake board the ship and start cleaning house, beating up the Kelzaks and freeing Cam with the other ninjas. However, Cam doesn't want to leave behind Mara and Capri, since they're his cousins after all. They tell the Thunder Rangers to shoot at the console, and that will destroy the ship. Meanwhile, the Wind Rangers end up sacrificing their Megazord to take down Lothor's. Right as this happens, the Abyss of Evil completely opens up, reviving every single monster that the Rangers have destroyed thus far. The Rangers are completely outnumbered, but that doesn't stop them. They take on every monster head-on in a spectacular battle. One by one, the Rangers destroy every single monster, until confronted with Lothor himself. He uses Cam's amulet to zap away the Rangers' powers entirely, being unable to morph. And even then, without hesitation, know what they have to do. All 6 Rangers take on Lothor in a fistfight head-on. Even when overpowered, the Rangers don't back down. Shane bravely proclaims that they may not be Power Rangers anymore, but they still have power.
Power!
And with their ninja abilities, manage to blast Lothor into the Abyss of Evil, sealing him in there, hopefully forever. However, he still had Cam's amulet, the Rangers sacrificing their powers in order to seal away a greater evil. We wrap things up at the Wind Ninja Academy. Shane, Dustin, and Tori have graduated. Not only that, but they will be leading the new era of Wind Rangers, including those 3 Echo Fighters from earlier, as well as Mara and Capri. Hunter will be the new sensei at the Thunder Academy, and Blake's gonna be pursuing his motocross career. With Cam, of course, doing what he does best, keeping everyone in line. And with that, Power Rangers Ninja Storm comes to an end. The best way I could describe Ninja Storm was that it was a treat. As I mentioned earlier, I never watched this season, and that was on purpose. Growing up and seeing random clips online here and there, I never liked the theme song, the characters, nothing about it appealed to me. I thought it looked bland, so I constantly wrote it off. But now, for these videos, I figured I had to watch it, and I'm so glad I did. The writing and dialogue did feel a bit more mature. Not a lot, it's still Power Rangers, but the character work and themes all felt more appropriate for an aging fan base. And the fight scenes went really hard. As the Saban years went on, we got less and less on more fights. So with Ninja Storm, I'm glad we got a lot of them back. I also really appreciate the lack of true filler. The finale was a two-parter, however, the past 5 episodes before the finale all had a running plot line to follow. That, including all the multi-parters, really has Ninja Storm flying by, in a good way. The ending was also fairly low-key. Most Power Rangers finales tend to have this grand feel with total destruction, desperation, and a dash of hopelessness that the Rangers need to overcome. Here, though, it felt no different than a normal battle. The Abyss of Evil opened up, sure, but it was just a little hole in the ground that, after shooting out all the monsters, didn't do anything else. I'm not complaining though, there was a nice simplicity to the finale. I can't see this team of Rangers standing in front of the city giving a speech about the power of friendship and never giving up. No, this team just solves everything with their fists and I'm all about that. Now hey, was it a perfect season? No. One of my biggest complaints comes in the form of the background music. You see, the Disney era of Power Rangers uses a lot of stock music. Royalty-free Kevin MacLeod sounding ass music. One thing you'll hear a lot in the series is this.
The Shocky.
Yeah, anytime anything evil happens, you get that generic sting, and it gets old. Like, it's one step above hearing dun dun dun. And they use it in everything. Like, you've heard this literally in South Park. The stock music being stock means it's also bland. The final fight with Lothor uses this music. What is this track called? Evil Piano or something? Because of the music, there's a real lack of grandeur during dramatic moments or epic fight scenes. I won't be too mean right now, considering it's the first season of the Disney era, and it really wasn't too egregious.
Hello, Chemical.
Especially with the generic rock music. Like, Ninja Storm definitely feels like the most tubular, radical bro season, so the rock music works fine with it. Let's talk about the characters. Shane was probably the character I have the least to talk about. He was a strong leader, kicked butt, loved to skate. That's about it really. Didn't have any major arcs or character development. Dustin, as I mentioned in his standalone episode, is a genuine guy. His silliness comes from a place of confidence. He knows who he is and is unashamedly proud of it. He's incredibly trusting and makes an impact in anyone's life he comes into. Even during the finale, Mara was asking if he was single. He's a bit of an airhead, but you know he's loyal and will always give it his all. Tori is the new love of my life. She's incredibly strong and level-headed. Being the only girl on the team did play a bit of a factor in the team's dynamic. For example, that episode where Blake was being all sneaky, she asked the guys if they noticed anything weird with Blake, and they all said, "I don't know, it seems fine to me," which is such a typical guy thing to say. The team often relies on Tori's level-headedness to get through scenarios. The guys being guys often wanted to solve everything with might. It took Tori to actually analyze things and take it easy. But she could also handle her own, as we saw throughout the series, laying the smackdown on anyone who crossed her. Hunter and Blake were a nice dynamic. While they were part of the team, they always did feel like their own division. The Wind Rangers and Thunder Rangers were often on separate missions that would collide by the end. Hunter was a passionate hothead and Blake was the cool sweetheart. Cam was probably my favorite character in the season. He gets the most backstory and attention, being related to the sensei and the main villains. He's an incredibly smart guy who's a bit socially anxious. Growing up under a ninja master's household probably meant he didn't have a lot of time to lay back and chill. So his relationship with the Rangers was always a bit of him being the outcast. They always wanted to shred, while Cam wanted to stay behind and do Ranger duty, eventually needing to learn to have fun and actually making some friends. Lothor, he sucked, I'm sorry. Honestly, the villains in my opinion were kind of the low point for the entire season. Lothor himself is a joke. His plans are always stupid, and I can't recall him ever getting one up on the Rangers. And that's fine if he's an idiot like Divatox was, but the problem was that we needed to take him seriously by the end as a serious threat. And hey, it's the same thing with Divatox. There's no way I was gonna believe that these two idiots were gonna cause as much destruction as they did. Mara and Capri were also kind of annoying. I didn't find them charming or silly, just obnoxious, and I was hoping Lothor would kill them. I'm not sure how well Ninja Storm did in terms of numbers. I'll assume it did fine. They made toys and people bought them. That's about all Disney was expecting, I guess. The New Zealand production crew made things so cheap that they figured they'd do fine no matter what. So, what happens next? Well, stay tuned for next time, as we once again return to a dinosaur-themed team of Power Rangers, as well as a familiar face. You hear that? In the distance, that's the roar of thunder, as we check out Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Accessories you could put on them. They had nothing from Ninja Storm though. They had the Lights of Orion, little claw things that they were to keep making these videos and going.
Oh, there he's caught up. Oh shit. Okay. Fuck you, Arson. You're not my child anymore. How dare you say Dino Thunder was ass? I'm pissed at you now. You know what? I'm so pissed. I'm gonna end stream. End stream. I do have to actually end stream though. I do have to go. I'm sad that teaching with Timey didn't really go that well. It focused on him for like 2 episodes. You know what? That's the next one we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch the Dino Thunder one next after that. Because I think you're remembering the show wrong. Anyways, I do have to go now. Because I have to go pick up my brothers from school. So yeah. You guys take care. Don't do anything bad. And just don't destroy the world while I'm gone, okay? Bye.